Okay, we're back, guys. Sorry, Greg and I had all. Greg, fuck. Sorry, sorry. Thinking my old producer who went MIA. I have literally no idea where he is. But no. James and I we had to drinks, drink and pee.
Yeah, got to do a quick little pit stop every once in a while.
Yeah, my bad. Okay, yeah, no. Let's keep going. We're on a roll. Okay, you're talking about XFL. Sorry, the Rock's literally creating an XFL, a CFL like joint venture. That's his goal.
They're in conversations to do that. The CFL backed out of the conversation, and they did put a timeline though to revisit it. So if I remember correctly, it's 2024. But again, just it's interesting that the Rock has his hands in so many things.
Dude, that guy's so wealthy. He buy out the CFL fully and fucking do whatever he wants. I guess all I'm trying to ask was what's the skill level like? Because like the NFL, look, whenever you compare, other than Doug Flutie and whoever else went from the CFL over to the NFL, like it's a different game. It's bigger, it's badder. Yeah. Like it's like the CFL seems like the minor leagues.
Yeah,
you kind of know what I mean. So what's the XFL supposed to be? Like,
so the XFL, and that's why the XFL, and like you were saying, has not succeeded. Vince McMahon, which
he had his little trial run. I'm not such a big football guy. I just remember seeing there was all like gimmicky shit.
Yep.
But I was like, oh, is this like a wrestling football league? Like there's gonna be characters. Like they had their own weird names in the back of their jerseys and stuff. And it failed so fast because
but that's the thing is that they kept being gimmicky, and this rendition with The Rock and the current XFL is just it's the same NFL rules. They're good players. No gimmicks.
Rules. Okay.
NFL rules,
okay.
But
NFL field size and everything.
Good question. I couldn't confidently.
Right, isn't the CFL like a bigger field?
Yep.
And yeah, okay.
there's quite a few different rules. Yeah, bigger field, a wider field is the important piece. It's not longer. The end zones are longer. The field is wider.
Okay.
The football is bigger.
In the NFL?
In the CFL.
In the CFL.
Yeah, in the CFL. Football, okay. And the other piece too is
how much bigger? Like, do you have to deflate that shit?
To be honest, like I don't have really big hands, but an NFL football I could throw with a decent spiral. Yeah. CFL football I cannot throw with a spiral because really? it's quite a bit bigger.
Oh no way! I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and the last one that's super big. Last two that are super big. NFL has 4 downs. CFL has 3 downs.
Right. Okay, so what's the XFL rules going to be? NFL rules? You
said? Yeah.
Okay, but again, if they're trying to compete with the NFL, like I'm like sitting here, unless you have some monster paychecks coming, like you're not going to get the best guys, man. So this is going to be like B League shit.
Yeah, and totally, you cannot compete with the NFL. So I
that thing's a machine.
Yeah, they own Sundays. Sundays. People care about 2 things in the U.S. church and NFL. Mm-hmm. And it's you're either both or you're one or you're the other. But they literally own a day of the week.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the Rock's like vision for this? I literally didn't know about this. I knew what the XFL was, but that was from the sorry man.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, but like I just remember from the Vince McMahon days, like, but his XFL experiment was almost like 20 years ago. A long time ago.
Long time.
Yeah, so like the Rock just wants to invent a competitive football league, competitive to the NFL. Like,
the XFL is still hanging around, and again, it's like had different renditions. So like Vince McMahon owned it, it went under. Somebody bought it and brought it up. Don't quote me on this, but it is like just a process of like the ownership has changed hands. The concept has changed hands, but this is finally like the first time that the XFL has somewhat of a not gimmicky vision, which it is.
So it's more of a real football.
There's no silly rules involved. All the rules are the NFL rules pretty much. And all they're trying to do is just make it a North American game to attract more people.
Huh. Okay, interesting. Well, good luck to The Rock. Like, I mean, it sounds a bit odd to me, but just because I'm like, the NFL is already a fucking bulletproof ass product.
That's like trying to go against, and just looping it back to soccer. That's like trying to start a new
World Cup.
Or totally. And actually, there was not for the World Cup, but there was last year, some of the big European clubs wanted to go away from the tournament Champions League. Do you know Champions League?
Yeah, it's like sorry, you know what? You explain it.
Just, and I'll try to be brief. I don't want to make this a long thing, but all it is that there's leagues. Each country has its own league. If you win the league, you get into this tournament. The tournament's the Champions League.
But that's only isolated to Europe, right? The Champions League?
Yes, correct. Correct. Yeah. And it's...
what's the difference between that and like, well, the Euro Cup's with countries. Okay,
yeah,
so this is the top league within each country.
Within each country. Okay, and if you're the best
so
team...
Man U could be in there or
correct,
whatever.
Correct.
Okay, yeah.
So they... the Champions League and some of these big clubs weren't agreeing on television rights. So some of the big clubs tried to start what they were going to call the Super League. And it was kind of fun. The fans iced it.
Why?
Because they don't want...
There's always too much football.
There's all, yeah. Like, oh, no, not there's. It's not that it's too much football. It's that
soccer.
The clubs are getting greedy.
Yeah.
And this was going to... The Champions League is a great tournament, and they would have lost the top teams in the tournament to this other stupid tournament.
Right.
So the fans...
It's hard to see who's actually the best.
Exactly.
When it's inundated with too much shit.
Yeah.
Hey, that's no different than boxing, man. Like, I mean, like, that was the one thing about in MMA, why the UFC is doing, in my opinion, the right thing. Like, it's not beneficial for the fighters sometimes with they're saying, oh, we're so underpaid with regards to the revenue that you generate. You sold for 4.4 billion or whatever it was, and only X amount percentage goes to fighter pay.
Yep.
There's that whole entire argument there, but at the same time, I'm like, if it's not controlled like that, dude, you're not going to see who the true best of the best is, because look what happened to boxing. They had the Muhammad Ali Act, which essentially was designed to protect the fighters against corrupt promoters, but in the end, the fighters corrupted it themselves because, like, you had Floyd Mayweather dodging Manny Pacquiao for fucking 10 years because he already got paid so much money. He didn't have that drive to fight Manny Pacquiao. But again, like, it's such a complicated topic, because if you're Floyd Mayweather and your average audience watching you fight wants to see you get your head caved in, then why the fuck would you give a shit about what they're fucking thinking about as far as integrity goes for a sport? You're just sitting there like, fuck you. You're like, I'm gonna rob you for everything you're worth. That's why when Floyd developed the Philly shell, like boxing like this super safe position to box in, it's like it was a slap in the face almost, because you're like, of course you can be shielded from there. Like,
well, it's like anti-boxing. I don't know it.
Super defense boxing. But it's just like, but again, it was like, because like that's why the UFC right now has a decent hold in promoting the best fighters, because Dana White has understood the way to pay someone, because he understands human nature. It's like, you overpay them, they're not going to perform. You underpay them, they're going to rebel. He found that little sweet spot where, yes, he has people fucking yelling and screaming, but he's sticking to the script. And that's why you're seeing, like, there's other promotions, ONE FC, Bellator, PFL, but the UFC is absolutely clear. That's the best fighters in the fucking world.
Yep.
And then like ONE FC might be saying, no, that's not true. We have the best fighters over in Europe, in Asia. But it's like, you have them there. Okay, fine. Fucking bring them over here, or like do a cross promotion, but almost like the best fighters in the ONE FC league, they are essentially the UFC Fallout crew.
Yeah.
That, like Demetrius Johnson. I'm not saying Demetrius was like should have, like, Demetrius Johnson is amazing, don't get me wrong, but like, he lost to Henry Cejudo, so then he bounced over to another different Asian league over there. But over there, it's like there's more to fighting than just the straight fighting. Like half of these guys over in that league, they don't know what it's like to dangle in the true chaos that is the UFC. Like over here, you got your social media shit. You got like
your promotions, your press conferences, your weigh-in, you
got your fans just like heckling you. Like it's not like a polite like Asian league world where it's just about the fighting. It's like, but it's never been about that. Like almost all warfare is like it's your spirit to go into the war is prompted by a deeper fucking cause. It could be a beef you have with someone or something like that. Like, when it's all sportsman like over something like fighting, it's like, that's not true fighting. Fighting is so much like so much of it's physical, but a lot of it's up here.
Yeah.
So like it's about who's mind fucking the other one, who's making you hate you so much that because if you want to go straight athleticism for athleticism, like no offense, man, just train up. Half of your athletes that originated from the African region, and you're gonna have your best fighters there. You want to go tick for tack for skill? They have the best physiology and this and that, but it's not true. Like it's like the best of the mind game. Like that's what like Conor McGregor does so well. He fucks you up mentally before you even get in there. You know? Isn't that warfare?
Yeah.
Isn't that warfare? Like even like I'm jumping multiple steps here, but like take a look at Napoleon. You think Napoleon was just like my military versus yours? I have bigger cannons. No, there was a lot of like
strategy,
a lot of like fucking with the other
faster movements than the other, smaller groups, all
attacking
that jazz.
at a different time of day, mentally prepping you up, maybe fudging your numbers so that your spies think you have X amount of troops when there's like you actually have less, but you portray more. Like there's everything. It's like life is a mind game.
Mind game. Chess. Back to it. Chess. All strategy. And that's what it is. Yeah. I got a question for you because you were prodding me and trying to push my buttons about England, France. So I got one for you.
All right. Okay.
Conor McGregor, is he on steroids right now?
Yes.
Okay.
He's on fucking steroids.
And the only reason I say that though is because I know you're a big McGregor fan.
I love Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Did we just have Proper 12 upstairs?
Yes, we did.
I know,
Thank you, Proper 12 and PBR.
Okay, but but if we're talking about that whole thing, like you think I'm hating on him for fucking taking steroids right now? He snapped his leg in half.
Yeah.
Like, look, at the end of the day, like McGregor had this one quote to Anthony Smith that like completely resonated with me. And like, I don't have kids, like maybe I will one day. But like McGregor's like, this motherfucker would, he didn't. Okay, I'm not quoting him verbatim here, but he was just like, this motherfucker would love to see me not be able to play with my kids normally again for the rest of my life. It's like at the end of the day, it's like the way I snap my leg, it's such a low percentage of healing without all of humanity's best technology. Yep. So you being in the McGregor position, you think he's going to sit there and heal it naturally with beans and rice?
Well, look at him too. These days, he's fucking yoked.
But again, being Conor fucking McGregor, like he's gonna kick it up 10 notches, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So like, not only is he healing his leg, he's fucking getting yoked.
Oh yeah. And what was it?
The doctor, you probably said to the doctor, like, doctor, like, what's the best way to heal this fucking broken leg here, mate? The doctor's sitting there just like, oh well, Conor, like the reality is I give you some HGH and some testosterone, because those are the formula for growth. When a man hits puberty, what's happening? He's growing, so we can regrow your bones and this and that. And he's like, oh, okay, so mate, you're telling me you're injecting the fucking the steroids.
You got a good Irish accent there.
Right into me leg here. You're saying it's going to heal up fully, make a titanium rod out of this leg here, a super weapon. You're saying. And the guy's like, yeah, but McGregor, like, I'm really trying to educate you on, sir. It's, you've been anti-steroids up to this point, but I'm saying we're injecting you with like 10 times the testosterone of a regular human. And then McGregor might be like, 10 times the testosterone of a regular human. Did you say I can build myself up in all ways, shape, and form?
RoboCop.
10 times the fucking human, the 10 times the man, a man of man, right?
Yeah.
And then the doctor's like, well, I know in certain terms, I'm just what I'm saying. He's like, give me them weights, bro. And then he just fucking starts just hammering them. He's just fucking jacked and ripped and yoked. And then like, I'm sitting there just like, damn right. It's like, I would fucking do that.
Yeah.
You fucking shitting me. And then McGregor obviously had his legal team investigate the USADA protocol. The protocol literally said like, under extenuating circumstances, a fighter can remove himself from the testing pool. Yeah. And, and then McGregor's sitting there like, damn right, so I'm going to fucking...
I'm going to take a little extra time. Yeah, we're just going to...
McGregor's super smart. People can make fun of him, like, be jealous of him all he wants, but you don't get this far in life where you're commanding the masses off of your fucking one sneeze and having them talk about it, like, essentially on a podcast, like, if you're not smart. Like, he understands human nature, like, to the max.
And it, like you were saying before, too, he is, in sports, he is a master at just getting in people's heads. And, like,
But he didn't originate that. He learned that from Muhammad Ali and all these other guys.
Yeah. Well, he took it to the next level.
One beer left.
Oh, no.
We gave Nicole one. That was an uneven number. How full is yours?
Empty.
Okay, here. I'm a great host, so you take that.
Oh, you're too kind. Yeah. I'm not going to deny you.
No.
Yeah, I'm not going to say no. So thanks.
You take it. Podcast is over. I gotta go drink.
Yeah, we got to get back to drinking.
No. But No, but hold on. I do want to talk about this right here. Like the McGregor thing it's a funny one because you're talking about fighting, okay? And then you're talking about like life outside of fighting. Like he has a family.
Yep.
So he snapped his fucking leg in half.
And it was awful to watch.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I got the chills thinking about that leg snap.
Yeah.
Damn right you use steroids to repair your leg if you can. Like it's like forget sports for a second. You made your money. Like, don't you want to be able to walk and ride a bike and pick up your kid and like go heal your leg?
Yeah.
If you're telling me to take some steroids, whatever, like, you know, and then like all these fighters are like, they're just a bunch of drama queens, in my opinion, man. Yeah. Like, I mean, like, because half of them are competitive. That's why they're fighters, and they're just mad that like he is like exploiting this weird little loophole rule, and you know, and then like Jeff Nowitzki, I guess, has come out and said like McGregor gets no fair treatment. He has to do 2 full tests. He has to wait in the pool for 6 months once you re-enlist. 6 months, you get randomly tested. But McGregor said, "Fuck your 6-month rule. Mine is an extenuating circumstance. So I'm going to come back in. I will release all the steroids from my system. I will test two clean tests, and I'll book a fight." And then when I thought about that, I was sitting there thinking to myself again, I was like, I think that's justified because, again, you snapped your leg in half.
Yeah.
Which other fighters other than Chris Weidman and Anderson Silva and Corey Hill have snapped their leg in half?
Have done it like that, you know, too.
Like, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, Anderson Silva, you know, when he snapped his leg in half back in 2013 or 14, whatever the year was, like, I mean, there was already loads of like caught images of his like testosterone prescription in his cabinets anyway. So like he was using anyway. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then and if Weidman wasn't using the steroids to fucking help him repair his leg right now, he's being a fool. Yeah. You know, because think about like forget fighting for a second again. Think about your family. You want to walk normal and do all this and do that, all that. But again, I'm pretty sure Weidman's doing that too. He just is not as popular as McGregor.
So he doesn't get the same like press.
But
McGregor's
time, also flaunting it too, right? Because like, think of it, like the amount of cardiovascular training that goes into like training for a mixed martial arts contest. You can't actually keep muscle on. Yeah. Like you're just shredding too many calories. Yeah. Like, and it's like, and they have to practice so many different arts. They have to practice wrestling, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu. Yeah. They have to lift their weights. They have to eat. They have to sleep. Like there's really not enough hours in a day to properly do it correctly. And then you see his physique change drastically from what it was to what it is now. And you're like, okay, well, it's pretty clear he's fucking over.
He's juicing,
He's juicing up the ass, but he's also doing it professionally and doing it right. But again, like I get the other fighters is like gripes with it because they don't have the same treatment. But unfortunately for them, they have to deal with reality where it's like, hey man, like Conor McGregor's beyond fighting. He's a cultural figure. Truly. And like you guys aren't. Yeah. For whatever reasons, the public is gravitated to him, not you.
But it's because he's so charismatic. He's so charismatic, your wife sent me DMs and that like obviously I don't want some guys saying that, but
insane.
But he's always just attacking. He's always saying something. He's always doing something. He's not walking around.
But honestly, I fucking respect that because, like, if you're okay, think of the fuck, what's the word I'm looking for? The stakes. If stakes were that fucking high, like, say we're in a battlefield, like we'll go back to Napoleon style. You're a fucking French soldier, front lines. You have your muskets. You're going to fucking war. And then you're out there, like you already got shot. Your leg is already blown off. Your friends are already dead around you. You know you're not going to see your wife. You know you're not going to see your fucking kid. Is your last fucking spirit to be like, oh, God, I hate that I was born. Like fuck this whole experience. Like, why was I here? No. Yeah. You're a human fucking being. You're in this one position. What you should do is be like, you English fuck, your wife's in my DMs.
Your wife sent me DMs.
Yeah, like never say die, like right till the end, right?
I sent a letter to your wife. Suck it.
Yeah, you see this raven, you bitch.
The raven's
about to get a drawn out dick pic to your wife. On behalf of me. Now, to make this more accurate, it's a little bit smaller. Fly it away. Like, that's what you be fucking doing with your last breath, not wallowing like a little bitch. Yeah. You know, like, and like when I saw that, I was like, yes, because like when Chris Weidman snapped his leg, he's just like, and then, you know, and then he's like, he's on a gurney getting carried out, and like you know, he's doing this with his hand, like, you know, and I'm just sitting there like, okay, inspirational, like I get it. Anderson Silva screamed like crazy.
Yeah, I watched that one. That was hard to watch.
But like when McGregor snapped his leg, like the fact that his brain went into like
just
Joe
attack.
Rogan puts him puts the mic in his mouth and he's just like, your wife's in my DM and your wife's a fucking hoe. Like I was sitting there just like, holy shit. It's not the fact that you called the wife a hoe. It's like your fighting spirit is impeccable.
Yeah.
Like this is insane. Like it's like that's what I drew out of that. Like and I was just and people don't see that. I'm like, you're not using enough of your fucking full like human like beingness. Like you have so much fight in you.
Yeah.
Everyone has so much fight in them. Use it.
Yeah, there's something that the Navy SEALs talk about, and it's like your brain is programmed to tell you at about 60% of output of whatever you're doing. Your brain is supposed to tell you at 60% to stop, because that's a fail safe for your body to protect itself. But you got a lot more fight in you than you think.
You got a lot more fight in you. And like that fight in you is like going off that, like 60%, you got another 40%.
Yeah.
What can that fucking get you? Like, like just keep pushing.
Push
until you're at your limit and they heal. Because when you're at your limit, you're going to break down and have a fucking little rest period.
Yep.
Then when you're rested up, push further. And then you grew. You're like, it's like people don't get like McGregor is like, he's way more smart than he fucking looks. Like my friends debate this all the time, but I'm looking at my friends like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
To compare to that. This guy was on the the Irish Dole, like in 2013. Now he's a fucking multi-millionaire, approaching billionaire status. Like, it's like, you know, like I'm pushing myself like that in my world, like best I can anyway. You know, it's like we are so full of potential. I mean, if our ancestors, like that movie, The Revenant, Hugh Glass, Leonardo DiCaprio's character, if that was a real guy, which he was, he went through all that.
Yeah.
Even like 1/5 of that is real. That's pretty fucking inspirational. So don't you complain about, oh my God, I got fucking dumped, or I lost my job, or I can't get my shit together. Like put it on a piece of paper, what you got to fucking do, and go do it, no matter how fucking hard it is. Like, you know, like that's the step until you max out, until you fail, until you cry and fall asleep and this and that. And then like get up and pick yourself up and fucking do it again. Like, it's like that's what the Rocky Balboa thing is, right? Like, you know, that's what I see with McGregor, you know, like people don't get it. Like he truly is more than just a fucking fighter, man. Like, he's like a symbol for like positivity with yourself.
Totally.
With yourself though. I'm gonna say he's general positivity, because McGregor also is, goddamn it, he lives life. Like, like I'm so involved in like just reading MMA, rumor mills shit. Like he's you know, that guy lives life. Like lives life hard, you know.
You were mentioning before too, just back to that soccer thing we were talking about, and you talking about 98. And that's kind of how you got into it. That's the reason.
Resonated,
For me, McGregor resonated for me getting into UFC. By no means am I an expert. By no means do I know a lot. But it was there's a couple of the McGregor fights in the last one where he broke
his leg.
Broke his leg. I literally, that was the first time I went to a bar to watch it. And I was rooting for the guy. I was so excited. I was like, this is great. And then, unfortunately that happened. But it's cool that it resonated.
But people don't know the backstory to that. Like his leg was cracking in the tibia and fibula, like leading up to the fight.
Yeah.
He was taping it. His people were telling him, hey man, like,
don't fight. Yeah.
And he still was like, fuck Dustin Poirier. Like, that's what I mean by his mental. He's just like, you know, because like at the end of the day, look, like I get what they say when they say it's mental, because we're very fragile. We're humans. Like forget fighting for a second. You could be a talented fucking fighter. You could be a bigger guy than the guy, but we still have sensitive eyes.
Yeah,
we have balls that you can kick in 2 seconds. You know, like we cut, we bleed. Like, you know, I'm not trying to sound like you know, like a fucking philosopher here, like Shakespeare, he bleeds, you know, like we all bleed, dude. Like we're very fragile if you think about it. There's a million ways to hurt us. You bend this one joint the wrong way, it's over. It's like, but what really fucks us, right? What really fucks us, and what really builds us up is up here. Like this is what will take you to that next level, you know, and that's really what almost everything is about. And like that's why he was just like, I don't care if I don't have a fucking leg because there's still a gazillion ways I can knock this guy out.
Yeah.
And that's why he went in. That's why I'm sitting here like, who else thinks like that?
But
Who
he
else fucking thinks like
also, and I totally agree with what you were saying, but I do just find it interesting that if he was having those challenges, again, that was one of the fights I was super excited about. He was leading with that attack on the
He
leg.
kept kicking with the same leg that was
why
breaking.
then?
Well, it's just the way he was kicking. He kicked with both. People don't realize, but he was just like that.
Yeah.
The way he swung, I think it was his left leg.
Oh,
like,
they were
just the way-
vicious.
Yeah, he just kept swinging because at that point you also have adrenaline and whatnot. Yeah. Okay. Hey.
Shall we call her?
We do got to call it. Like,
Yeah.
I obviously broke the fucking seal here with all these fucking beers.
Yeah, all good.
Okay. Unicorns Unite. It's a
Kaks.
Kaks. Well, Kaks. Thank you.
Yeah, hey,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. We're collaborating. Yeah.
Spotify, YouTube, Unicorns Unite, James Roberge and his crew. They do their podcast there. Grateful for this collab here.
And thanks for having me on.
Hey, dude, we'll do more. We'll do more.
Oh, I know.
We'll do
Yeah,
more.
yeah. This will be
We'll do more.
one of many, but hey,
And,
this is a great time.
Yeah, and I obviously need like a bladder bag or something here. Okay,
Here we go.
okay. Bye, everyone. Bye.